reports surfacing that a woman who was run over and shot during the New Orleans attack was refused medical leave from her employer after surviving. I do have to ask you about this crazy online story today that just spread like rapid wildfire, that your employer, Amazon, denied you medical leave. It's partly true, but tell me what the actual story is, Alexis.
Okay, so the night it happened on New Year's Day. So like on the first, I had work on the 2nd at 2 a.m. So I put in my little medical leave. I told them like what happened after I had got released from the hospital. So I put it in. They denied it at first. So I went to sleep. I woke up. I'm telling my mom, I'm like, Mama, they denied me. So she's like, we're gonna go down there. So I'm like, okay. So I get a call from the HR regional lady, and she's like, I'm so sorry for what happened to you. It wasn't technically us. So they fixed everything. They gave me paid time off until I'm fully recovered. They gave me accommodations for a counselor. And she said, if I need anything, call her.
We have some big news right now. An Amazon warehouse has denied a leave of absence for one of the New Orleans victims who was hit by the truck in question and was shot during the incident. This is one of the craziest stories you'll read all day. According to NOLA.com, who interviewed Alexis Scott Windham, she is a worker at a local Amazon warehouse and was denied a leave of absence and may now have to find a new job despite being a victim in the recent terrorist attack in Louisiana. In the full story that you can read on NOLA.com, she talks about the terrifying experience that she underwent. She didn't even know that she had been shot until doctors treated her at the local hospital. She returned home with multiple fractures and a bullet still in her foot. And according to the article, she'll need to return to an orthopedist in about 2 weeks to check on her foot. But the Amazon warehouse where she works denied her request for a leave of absence, and she's now worried she'll have to find a new job when she's fully recovered. This is abhorrent, and I hope it's just a mistake. Amazon needs to correct it, and I need your help to spread the word. As always, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Players, this is absolutely diabolical. 23-year-old Alexis Scott Windham was not only hit by the assailant in New Orleans, but she was also shot in the foot. Now she has requested leave from Amazon so she can have the bullet removed from her foot in 2 weeks. According to her, Amazon denied her request for leave. Let's talk about it. So according to 23-year-old Alexis Scott Windham, who is from Mobile, Alabama, she and a group of her friends were celebrating the New Year in New Orleans like thousands of people do. At the end of the night, they stopped by Pizza Works to use the restroom. When they were standing outside, they heard the whizzing sound and they also heard some loud booms. However, they didn't think too much of it until they looked down the road and saw this white truck with the headlights off barreling toward them. By that time, it was far too late for them to move, and she was struck by the truck hitting her right foot. She said when she got up, that's when she noticed that she was hurt. Her friends called her mother, who told them to make a tourniquet out of her sock. And at that time, they also didn't know that their friend, Brandon, was also hit and injured. He was taken to the hospital. Thankfully, a Good Samaritan came along and took Alexis to the hospital, that's where she learned that she had also been shot in the foot. Now, thankfully, her friend Brandon did survive, although he had some injuries. Her injuries are multiple fractures to her foot. She was told by surgeons that she's going to have surgery to have that bullet removed from her foot. So she requested leave from Amazon, the warehouse where she works. Alexis told the local news station that the Amazon warehouse where she works originally denied her request for leave, but the company said in a statement Friday that they've since spoken with her and given her the time off with pay. So, of course, the story went viral, and now Amazon has decided to grant her leave with pay. They issued a statement on loose leaf paper saying, in part, "We wish her a full recovery and look forward to welcoming her back once she's able." I declare, honey, it's a disgrace. So what was the reason for denying the leave in the first place? It's ridiculous. If the story wouldn't have went viral, would she have gotten leave? What do y'all think, players? Put your thoughts in the comments. Of course, at the Black Accurate News, I'm wishing a full and speedy recovery to this young lady. This is absolutely It's so sad. I'm also wishing a full recovery for all of the victims of this heinous act. It's very disturbing, but Amazon, crazy work. Absolutely diabolical. But you know these jobs don't care. Put your thoughts in the comments. It's Double D Mo for the Black Youth News.
Imagine surviving the New Orleans attack after you got ran over and shot, and then your employer denies your time off. That is wild. Alexis Scott was denied initially her time off, her medical leave that she put in for her employer, Amazon. And this is why y'all should not go above and beyond for your jobs. I'm telling you that right now, because they don't care. They don't care. And the only reason why they approved her afterwards when she went to the job was because they realized that social media had blew it up already. It was a lawsuit waiting to happen. Like, Amazon, I am disgusted. This is not the first time that I'm hearing how you treat your employees, specifically one that had just survived a terror attack. This is crazy. Like, no empathy whatsoever, no care for your workers. You just want them to do, but you don't show any support in what they are going through. That is fucking wild. And that's why, guys, never put a job first. Never put a job first. You always come first. I'm going to say that time and time again. I've worked in HR for Target. To never put a job first, because they do not care about you.
This can't be true. This just can't be true. Y'all can't be making up stories like this. So you're telling me...
Reports surfacing that a woman who was run over and shot during the New Orleans attack was refused medical leave from her employer after surviving.
Lady got shot, ran over, right? And Amazon denied her sick leave.
I'm telling my mom, I'm like, Mama, they denied me. So she's like, we're going to go down there. So I'm like, okay. So
That was me. That would be my last day. I wouldn't go back in. I would tell them, hey, listen, I'm not coming back in, because that is not even right for y'all to deny me of a medical leave of what tragic that happened. That New Orleans attack was very brutal. It was very gruesome. A lot of people has lost their life, and this lady survived and trying to get medical leave and was denied.
okay, so the night it happened on New Year's Day. So like on the first, I had work on the second at 2 a.m. So I put in my little medical leave. I told them like what happened.
Like, what type of company is really this that denied a survivor from an attack like this, right? What type of company is this? What type of company is this? An employer is supposed to protect their employees at any cost, right? At any cost. And you to tell me that they could have protect and grant this lady medical leave for the tragic that she have just, survived? This don't look good for Amazon at all. It does not. It does not. I don't care what no one say. This just does not look good for Amazon at all.
Amazon denied you medical leave. It's partly true, but tell me what the actual...
Yeah, I am so glad that I went back looking for this young lady. I had watched her on TikTok. She had been injured in the New Orleans attack. She was hit by the truck, and she was also shot in the foot. But in all of that, she had mentioned that there was a man that, had picked her up and taken her to the hospital. And I don't think it was somebody that she knew. So I wanted to go back and find this woman because I just thought that was incredible. And I wanted to know who the guy was because he's a real hero, right? Then I stumble upon today, why is Amazon refusing her a leave of absence? If that young lady don't have PTSD, she certainly does. Alexis Scott Windham is her name. And guess what? Now Amazon is doing like, whoop, whoop, let's do a little backtrack. Y'all know what you did. You know what you did. You know what you said to this girl. And she is 23 years old, and you thought you were going to be with the effery. That's what you thought. But girl, we got you. We got you. We ain't going to let them do you like that. Nope. And now they're like, we're going to do anything and everything to help you, and we welcome you back when you were ready to come back. Lies. Y'all know you lying. That is not what you originally probably told this young lady. You upset because you got caught. And unfortunately, the greed in America. And no, I did not watch the game that got canceled. Because why? Because the city was like, oh, we need to get back to things. They bring out Master P. He don't even live here. I didn't see you bringing Juvie. I didn't see you bringing Lil Wayne, trying to get everybody back in the city. Because guess what? Them some real dudes that live here. Well, maybe not Wheezy, but there is a lot of artists that are very well known that still come here or come back and forth. You've got Cash Money Records handing out turkeys every year and gifts and bikes and things like that. And this is what the problem is with New Orleans. You choose somebody like Master P. Yeah, he's got credentials, he's got things, you know, but who is giving more back to this city? I'm just saying. But you know what, Miss Alexis Scott Windham, I am so happy for you, honey, that they're going to do right by you. But they weren't trying to do that at first. And the way that they did her, this is why we need unions all across southern states. You heard what I said.
Do you see this headline down here? Do you see this headline? The fact that this is even a headline is disturbing in its own. This shouldn't even be a fucking headline, but it is. So let's talk about it. Alabama mom hit by truck, then shot on Bourbon Street. Attack is just so disturbing. Yes, it is. And the most disturbing part is that the truck ran over the back of her right foot, and she fell to the ground. Then she stood up and saw blood leaking from her injured foot, and seen that she had been shot. So she requested days off from Amazon, and they denied her original claim. So they were willing to fire this woman and let this woman lose her job due to the fact that she was hurt. And nothing she asked for, she literally ended up in the moment. Never mind the fact that she'll probably have PTSD for the rest of her life. Never mind the fact that she'll probably end up needing therapy and a multitude of things done, from physical therapy, mental therapy, emotional therapy, and then have to be able to try to pay her bills in the process. Her probably over, no, ain't no problem. I know they are. Her overly exaggerated bills, as they are already. Who can work just one job to pay bills these days, you know? We are in hustle culture. Remember, we gotta have 2, 3, 4 jobs, 2, 3, 4, 5 side hustles, and do damn door that. In the meantime, in between time, and still try to raise our children, and still try to have some type of home life balance. They didn't care about that. They don't give about her home life balance. They don't care about her health. They didn't care about anything until it went viral. So they thought about Luigi. So they were willing to fire this woman and let this woman lose her job due to the fact that she was hurt. She literally ended up in the moment of a DT attack, okay? They didn't care about the fact that she'd been in a DT attack. They didn't care about her physical state after finding out not only was her foot ran over but shot. They didn't even care about her mental state. Because imagine what type of mental state she's in after experiencing that and seeing that kind of carnage with her own 2 eyes. But they thought about what happened with Luigi and United Healthcare CEO. Or like the anesthesia company that was getting ready to roll out the day of the Luigi incident, where they were going to start siphoning how much anesthesia you can have for how long. And after this amount of time, it's coming out of your pocket. This is why people have to think about what they do. Companies need to start thinking about what they're doing to their workers. There's an episode, season 3, episode 1, Love, Death, Robot. It's called The Robots. I want you guys on Netflix to see that. Please go watch that. And it's stuff for like 14, 15 minutes. That's all. 14, 15 minutes every day. Go back and watch that and then come back to this video, okay? You got Netflix. I believe it's on YouTube as well. So you got Netflix, YouTube, bflix.gg. If you don't know what capital B, Flix, FLIXX.gg is, you're going to thank me later. But go find it. Now that I hope that some of you have actually watched the episode and come back here, is it speaking of exactly what we're going through currently. You have 3 robots riding around the dystopia of Earth after a classist war. And a war, it was man against man, which was class against class, and then man against machine. AI, autonomous intelligence, you know? So, it's who won that battle. Autonomous intelligence. And these robots are really literally riding around in a spaceship, or a ship of some sort, going to different parts of the world, looking at the earthly dystopia, and learning how we, as humankind, destroy ourselves. How we destroy ourselves. How we destroy ourselves with capitalism and classist capitalism, and then how we let AI do it. If you cannot understand or see the bigger picture, we're done. Like, we're not gonna talk race at the moment because it's no longer about race. See, they rolled out things on black people first. Granted, that was the initial card used to be able to separate us. And see, the reason why black people aren't as afraid of the moment is because we've already been through this. We've already seen the same shit show. We've been in the same shit show for years, decades, generations already. So we already know what's coming. We already see the signs. We know patterns. White people are the only ones that don't see it and don't understand that they are currently in it with us. Because y'all let this man convince everybody that he was going to help rebuild this country, make America great again, even though he's called himself Dark Horse Magma, man, whatever, Magna Dark, whatever he was. And he did it on purpose. Because now they're rolling out the big plan. The big plan. The big plan is that we don't care if you're white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, Haitian, any of that. Because now they got big tech billionaires. Big tech billionaires. And those big tech billionaires are like, yeah, it's time. You know what it's time for? It's time to let everybody know that we never cared about color or race. We used that as smoke and mirrors to create division. And we created division. After we created division, we were able to get power creating division. Like, these are playbooks, like, about this. Like, this is how I know reading is fundamental comprehension is key. Because Elon said you guys were so worried about oppressing and suppressing black people that you let Indians come and take over some of your biggest industries. And you did. And you did. Now you have to live with the ramifications of your decisions and actions. So when he talked about lowering grocery prices, then turned around and said, oh, I can't lower grocery prices. You know, they're already high now. What could you want me to do? Or when he told you guys, hey, don't vote for Obamacare. If you vote for Obamacare, you're only voting for immigrants and people to live off you, but didn't tell them in the process that Obamacare was actually the system set in place that was helping them, you know? Like, people would rather see their own demise than see any black person or person of color given anything that they don't feel like they're deserving of. And the only reason you guys feel like we're not deserving of it, or people of a color of some sort aren't deserving, is due to the fact of the rhetoric and narrative that's been created to make you guys feel superior and white superiority. And the crazy thing is that not even white superiority will save you this time. You voted against your own interests. It's get rid of immigrants. We're going to ship out 1 million immigrants or more our first year in office. Now he's saying HB1 visas are needed and they're good. We need those immigrants. We don't need those immigrants. We need those immigrants. What? So this right here is why they said let them eat cake. So at this moment, we need to be baking like Betty Crocker and force-feeding cake down the throats of a lot of high-powered CEOs and companies, starting with Amazon, who's let us down most of the times as far as the workers, because it's the workers that keep your money coming in. It's the workers that keep you billionaires. You think your autonomous little toys are going to be able to supplement human thought process or human action? No. And the thing about it is, with sentient and autonomous thinking of these machines, they're going to act in the same manner, just that machines, and they're not going to have no humility, no mercy, no grace. The same way you big companies had no humility, any mercy, or any grace for the people who helped make you those billionaires, and the generations of exploiting low-income people to fill your pockets. Let them eat cake. Let's bake. Hey, bye!
Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the woman who works for Amazon that was supposedly denied leave, because there's some misinformation about that, and I want to let you guys know what happened. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that her name is Alexis. Not only was she hit by the truck when it went down Bourbon Street, but she also was shot in the foot and didn't even know she had been shot until she got to the hospital. She had just thought she had broken her ankle. Now, we've all heard that she was denied PTO or medical leave from Amazon, and that story is not fully accurate. So what happened was she put her time in through the system that she needed time off because of what happened, and the system, it got denied. She told her mom. They started to go down there, and while they were doing that, HR from Amazon called, apologizing profusely, not only approving the paid time off, but also offering access to counseling, and told them to let them know if they need anything else. Anyways, if you don't already, make sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss any of these updates. Apparently, the chemical that was used in the explosive devices is incredibly rare. It has never before been seen in an attack used in the US or in Europe. So what does this mean? Well, it means that likely he was not acting alone, that he would have had to get help and guidance in order to make this.